Sean Guest is back. It's the commish back here with another draft preview. This time it's original owner Krista and Storm. Uh, an owner that's never got the taste of trophy success yet. Definitely been an owner that's always been pretty decent for sure. I think this year could carry a set of challenges, and I think you obviously need to change your keepers, and we'll get into that in a moment. But I'll just share my screen here and we'll just get into it here. Hopefully you're having a good summer so far, Krista. Here we go. And you're getting a ride storm a lot. All right, so your current keepers, this is where, I've been having likely first picks here with Sean and, saying people should be taking King Henry. Now that I've dug deep in, I see that you are not keeping King Henry, and I think that's a mistake. I think to keep both Pittsburgh Steelers running backs over King Henry is not wise. Jordan Addison just got arrested. It is arrest season after all, the DUI, so that is going to affect his targets. Can you smell sophomore slump? Definitely, especially with Jefferson coming back full strength. Jameson Williams, I think, is a pretty decent keeper. He could be a guy that's about to ascend. Dallas Goddard on a great offense, but how many mouths is there to feed in Philly? You got Hurts himself, Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, so how many touchdowns is he going to get, or is he touchdown dependent, right? So, anyways, I think obviously you're going full legacy as well. I mentioned it in my preview. So Steelers, obviously one of those teams. So TJ Watt on the defensive side, he's always going to get his sacks. The injuries are becoming a concern, though. Typically are for white pass rushers. They seem to wear down as the season goes along. For yourself there, Warren and Harris, I think Warren is the guy. Harris in a contract year, he either or is going to go out and try to ball out and earn a contract, or he might just say, listen, I'm going to go out and go half-ass and not get hurt and just make sure I get a contract in the offseason, because obviously he's going to want an opportunity elsewhere to make money. Jordan Addison is a guy that has potential for the sophomore slump because of the offseason. So, yeah, I think you just got to determine who it isn't you're keeping, but not keeping King Henry, I think, is silly at this stage, but I could be wrong. Again, I can't predict the future. King Henry could be an absolute bust. So again, don't follow my advice. Draft picks. There it is. So, you got no round 6. You do pick 15th. So obviously you had a pretty decent year last year. Good for you, Krista, obviously. But, obviously I know you probably wanted more. It looks like you probably made 1 or 2 trades last year. I don't know what trades you made, but no 14. But I think the draft's in pretty decent shape for you to be competitive again this year. And in a Maple Leaf division that features Lucas, who I think has a fair amount of picks, but not the greatest keepers. True North always going to be a competitor. You know that from playing against them. Billsy Bob's, what a year he had last year. It could be challenging on the upswing. And then the 6, of course, needs to find a way to be more consistent as well. So there's that division's always going to be competitive. It'll be interesting to see where you finish out. But yeah, I think you can still get a pretty decent pick of 15th, and that leads us to what we have as likely first pick. And guess what? I got Sean here. He says Caleb Williams. I'm not sure about that. Just knowing you and Brian as well. I know you guys probably wouldn't pick Caleb Williams, either one of you. But I do know that you guys are huge fans of Tyler Lockett and you guys are huge fans of Seattle. So I see you making the mistake of potentially picking Tyler Lockett. And I say mistake because the reality is JSN's going to eat into that target share. So I don't know if, but again, I could be wrong. Tyler Lockett always seems to be consistent year over year. And I know Brian gave you such a hard time, Krista, about 1 year not picking him. I don't know. It might have been last year. I just remember he was ribbing you for the whole year for not picking him. So you might just want to be like, oh, I'm going to pick him so I don't want to listen to Brian, but who knows? But Lockett's probably going to be available there at 15. So you're going to have a decision to make. Potential storylines. So I didn't get any commentary for Sean on Krista's team, but I will say this. I do feel strongly that Sean does feel strongly about Krista's performance as a team. I know he has respect for Krista as an owner, and I think we all should. I mean, yeah, Krista's there when the season's on, and that's the most important thing. And I'm happy to have her in the league, and everybody else should too. I have, if things go well, playoffs for Krista. I think she'll have to nail our picks, and obviously King Henry's gonna have to be part of that keeper group. Um, if things go bad, I got top four in consolation. I think Krista's good enough, especially if she has King Henry in there, because she would have the running back strength there. Jalen Warren, of course, could be a team that he could be ascending, right? Like let's face it, they do have Russell Wilson there. I have a feeling they're going to run the ball a lot to set up the moon ball play action to Pickens. That's my prediction in Pittsburgh, because that's the best ball Russell has, is the moon ball. So we'll have to see what happens there. So my take on it for you, Krista. I think you're always going to be a dangerous owner. You always seem to be kind of near the top some years and then not so well in other years, but that's the norm for everyone in this league. I think, the reality is people understand that if you really feel like you have a chance at the championship, you go all in. And, I find sometimes it's pretty clear right off the hop. Generally, in most years, it's about 3 to 5 teams that look like they could do it, and then all of a sudden you see a couple just go all in. And generally it's down between those two teams, right? And then it's a survival year the next year after. So anyways, Krista, I hope you have fun with it again this year. I know obviously I don't know how much football you're going to be watching this year. I think you probably, that Swift's probably annoys the hell out of you. So anyways, Krista, have a great season. And yeah, I'm sure we'll probably talk at some point during the year. Bye for now.